a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like...
Good morning, Petway Patriots. Today is Friday, February the 19th, and it is day 2. Petway Patriots, we are so excited to see most of you back in person with us, either on Mondays and Tuesdays or Thursdays and Fridays. The building is full, it has come back to life, and it is so wonderful to see each and every one of you back with us. We are going to begin today's pep rally with our new character trait of the month, which is cooperation. Cooperation you guys will use every single day to work with your classmates and your teacher to accomplish a goal. But to tell us more about cooperation are our friends, Paul and Pauline, with the Paul and Pauline Show.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Pauline.
And this is the Paul and Pauline Show.
Today, we show cooperation. I show cooperation in my Google breakout room by listening to the ideas of my friends as we complete our science project.
I show cooperation by taking turns with my sister when we play Minecraft on the PlayStation.
I show cooperation at home by doing what my parents ask and cleaning my room.
I show cooperation by listening to my teacher's instructions for a Google Classroom Social Studies project. Paul
and Pauline want to know how you show cooperation.
Thanks, Paul and Pauline. We always love learning about our character traits. And guess what, Petway Patriots? It is also Random Act of Kindness Week. That means you need to get out there, surprise one of your friends, family members, teachers, anyone, surprise them with a random act of kindness. That means that you're going to do something nice for them. Maybe your classmate dropped a pencil and you pick it up for them, or you hold the door for your parents. Anything nice for someone else. So get out there and let's see how many random acts of kindness we can accomplish this coming week. Next up, we're going to go to Ms. Smith with our mindful moment for the week.
Hi, Petway Patriots. It's Miss Smith, Petway School Social Worker, and I'm here with your mindful moment. For some of you, it's your first week back from remote learning, and for others of you, you are still learning from home. Remember, you can always use mindfulness wherever you are. Practicing mindfulness is a way of showing kindness to yourself and others. Being kind means to be friendly, considerate, and caring. Kindness is at the heart of the pathway to Patriot Pride. Only when you are kind can you be a cooperative, accepting, and respectful person. In February, we celebrate Random Acts of Kindness Week. Random acts of kindness can be and should be done as often as possible. A random act of kindness is something that is done unexpectedly to cheer up or help someone else. Scientific studies show that an act of kindness can decrease stress, boost your happiness, lower your blood pressure, release feel-good chemicals in your brain, and inspire more kindness. Try to do 3 acts of kindness every day and see how it makes you feel. Some examples of random acts of kindness are to smile at people that you meet throughout the day, compliment the first person you talk to at home or at school, write a note to a teacher thanking them for all that they do, say or wave good morning to each person you see at home or at school, pick up litter, spend 10 minutes cleaning a park or your neighborhood. Leave kindness notes for others to find at school and around your house. Tell someone you appreciate them. Be a good listener. Offer help to someone. Shovel snow or take out someone's trash. Help with a household chore. Just as important as it is to be kind to others, it's equally important to practice kindness towards yourself. Being kind to yourself promotes happiness and confidence. How you treat yourself sets the tone for how you treat others and how others will treat you. Ways you can show kindness to yourself are to write 3 things down that you like about yourself, get into nature and do something outside, listen to music and dance like nobody's watching, replace negative thoughts with positive ones, watch a funny video and let yourself laugh, color. When you're feeling down, imagine what a good friend would say to you and say it to yourself. Virtually hang out with a friend, write a kindness note to yourself, or just have your favorite snack. Take care, Petway Patriots. Remember to do 3 acts of kindness each day for yourself and others. By doing so, you might just make the world a better place.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Smith. Next up, having some fun out in the snow, are Mr. Oliveri and his son Jace doing their version of our school cheer.
This is Mr. Oliveri. I teach 3rd grade at Petway. This is my son Jace. He's in 2nd grade at Petway, and we are going to do the school cheer. All right, ready, buddy? All right. Another month has just begun. Time for learning and for fun. Here we are to welcome you. Say hello. How do you do? Kindergarten waves hello. 1st grade shouts hooray. 2nd grade says yee-haw. 3rd grade gives 3 claps. 4th grade raises the roof. Whoop, whoop. 5th grade brings up the rest. They salute. Enjoy the snow and have some fun. Petway Patriots are second to none. Yay, Petway! See you next week. Bye.
Great job, Mr. Oliveri and Jace. I loved your interpretation of our school cheer. And I love Jace's aim with his snowballs. All right, Patriots, back this week by popular request is Where in the City is Mrs. Mongaluzzo? So stay tuned and let's find out where I visited this week. All right, Petway Patriots, we are here with another episode of Where in the City is Mrs. Mongaluzzo? And as you can see today, I am here at the Vineland Police Department. We have a brand new building and we want to introduce you to some of our friends. First, I would like to introduce you to Sergeant McCormick. If you can introduce, this is the juvenile unit. Some of our friends that you might have seen around Petway, a lot of our faces that like to come and visit us. Introduce, please.
So this is the juvenile unit, and this is Officer Bew, Officer LeBoy, Officer Colvin, Officer DeJesus, and McGruff the crime dog.
Hey, McGruff, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. All right, Petway Patriots, I'm sure that you have seen the Vineland Police around in their regular police cars. However, we have some fun rides here at VPD. Sergeant McCormick, can you tell us a little bit more?
So, along with the juvenile police unit, we have the community policing unit, and the head of the community policing unit is Sergeant Paul. This is a brand new police vehicle for the community policing unit, and he can tell you more.
This is a 2021 Ford Explorer police model. All the bells and whistles that a normal car would have. See inside we've got one of our motorcycle helmets. We'll show you the motorcycle next. Got some fancy lights on it. It's a nice new wrap on the vehicle. It's the only one in the town that has the wrap.
All right, and I hear we also have a motorcycle. Check this out.
We do. We also have we have 2 2009 Harley Davidson motorcycles. There's a few of us in the department that are trained to ride them. One is Officer Dion Colvin from the juvenile unit. We take these out with special events, maybe for the parades. Sometimes we use them on regular patrol. We want to do some traffic enforcement, get them out and about. I just took this one for a ride around the corner. It's a little cold today, so I don't think I'll be riding much more after this. My ears are a little cold. So, yep, turn it on. You come around to the front, you can see it's got some fancy lights on it, similar to the cop car.
Patriots, look out for Mrs. Mongaluzzo. You never know when I might be coming around the corner. If you see this parked in Petway, come and find me.
So this is their regular patrol car, and inside the patrol car is Officer View. She's going to tell you a little bit about the inside of the patrol car.
Hi boys and girls, I'm Officer View and I'm just going to explain a couple things that are in the vehicle. So right here is our computer. This basically tells us where we're going and what the call is that we're going to. We can also look up a whole bunch of information on here as well. We have our keyboard obviously for the computer. This is our radar machine, which basically we can calculate how fast people are going and if they're speeding or not. We have our radio system, which is how we communicate back and forth to dispatch and to other officers to let them know where we are and where we're going. We have a ticket printer, which if the officer decides that they want to write a ticket, it just automatically prints out. And this is where we control all of our sirens and our lights in the console as well.
All right, Petway Patriots, so we've seen brand new police cars, we've seen motorcycles. They also have some cool undercover trucks. Sergeant Derulis, can you tell us a little more about this?
Yeah, hi everyone. Sergeant Derulis with the Bronx Police Traffic Unit. We use this truck basically for basically blending in with the public and making sure that they're doing the right thing. Sometimes when you have a regular vehicle out on the road, you know, people tend to do the right thing. So sometimes when you blend in a little bit and you have a pickup truck, this is our first undercover, say, pickup truck with interior lights like this. And we basically see a lot more violations that happen out on the road. You know, but it does help keep the community safe, and you know, everybody appreciates it, and you know,
And it looks pretty cool too, huh?
yeah.
So now we're inside of the front lobby to the police department. And this is where families and children and adults can come in and ask for help. Or if they have questions, they can come in here. And Officer Burris today is in the office, so he can answer your questions, or there'll be a different police officer here and they can answer all of your questions, or if you need help, they can help you.
And you probably recognize Officer Burris. You might not through the mask, but he has been in our building quite often, visiting, sitting down, talking to our students, having lunch with you guys. Look familiar? All right, I'm sure you'll see him back at Petway soon.
I hope so.
So, Petway Patriots, within the police department, there are many specialized units. We are here in the processing department that Sergeant McCormick can tell us a little bit more about.
So this is our processing room, and our officers are hard at work processing paperwork, and this is one aspect of the patrol division where officers would come in and work on the computers and process paper. So this is still the processing room, and this is where we would take people's pictures using this camera and this computer. And as you can see, right now we're taking McGrath's picture, and this is my. And over here, this is where we do the fingerprinting. So I can fingerprint using this pad right here, and it goes right into the computer.
Look, and you get a fingerprint right up there. The technology is amazing. Mrs. Mongaluzzo had to get fingerprinted so that I can be a coach for T-ball this year. And this is how they did it. All electronic through the computer. All right, Petway Patriots, one of the other specialized units is the detective unit. I am here with Lieutenant Detective Scarpa. Can you tell us a little bit what goes on here?
Yes, this is the Detective Bureau Department. It's another part of the police department. We conduct long-term investigations, try to get as much evidence as possible, follow up, like I said, long-term investigations, something that's generally more involved than what patrol does.
And I bet McGruff helps, huh?
McGruff is an integral part. Okay.
And Petway Patriots, in case Mr. Scarpa looks familiar or you recognize that name, this is Mrs. Scarpa's husband. He's very excited and proud.
Yeah.
Petway Patriots, we've been talking about different divisions here in the police department. They also have a canine division. As you can see, we have 3 of our canine friends and their officers with them.
I'm Canine Officer Adams. This is Canine Cyrus. This is Canine Officer McGee with Canine FIFA and Canine Rodriguez with Canine Kess. All of our dogs are patrol and narcotics certified. They go through a 24-week course down at the Johnson Canine Academy.
What types of dogs are they?
These 2 are German Shepherds. The last one's a German Shepherd Belgian Malinois mix.
And how old are they?
4, and 2.
What type of training do they go through? Or how long is their training?
Training's 24 weeks. We go through every scenario that we can go to on the streets. Building searches, car searches, sit. Anything that we encounter in the streets, we do that as a canine academy.
Okay, great. I bet they make great partners.
Yes, they do.
All right. And boys and girls, this is just one more unit in the Violent Police Department, our canine unit.
One of the other units here in the police department is the crime scene unit, where they take and analyze evidence. Sergeant McCormick, what else do they do here in the crime scene?
When the patrol officers are out in the street, or the detectives, or the canine unit, or the community policing unit, or the juvenile unit, if we come upon some evidence, we would take it over here to our evidence unit. And then the evidence unit will then process it. They will, they use chemistry and different forensics to go through the evidence.
A lot of the stuff you're learning in science class, Petway Patriots, and math class too, probably.
Yes, very important. Pay attention to those math and science classes.
Hi, boys and girls. We are now in the gym of the Violent Police Department. This is where officers can come and work out and train so that they're in tip-top shape when they go out on patrol.
All right, Petway Patriots, we've seen so much at the Violent Police Department. We are now going to head over to the Violent Police Athletic League, or the PAL Center, and we'll find out more about what happens there.
Now, we showed you the Violent Police Department. Now we are over at the Police Athletic League, the PAL Center. And we're going to show you inside, so come on with us.
All right, Petway Patriots, I'm in a heated game right here. There are so many things to do here at the PAL Center. Sergeant McCormick, this place is great. Tell us more.
This is our rec room. This is Officer De Jesus. He's going to tell you, he's the director of the PAL here. He's going to tell you a little bit about everything that you can do here.
Hey, how you guys doing? Like my sergeant already said, I'm Officer De Jesus. I'm the PAL director. We have tons of programs here for great kids from ages 8 to 12. Depending on certain programs, we have our basketball program for boys and girls. We also have our boxing program, as you can see in the background. And then we also have our basketball program that's in a separate gymnasium. We're thankful that we are able to use the Saboteur Gymnasium. Then on the other side of this beautiful building, we have the Karate Dojo for kids who are interested in karate. And then we have a young ladies empowerment club called Girls in Action, also known as GIA. And then we also have the Police Explorer program, which is like a Boys and Girls Scout of law enforcement for kids that are interested from 13 and older. Those are mostly for the teenage kids that are looking to maybe go into being a police officer or policewoman. That's something that they might want to go into. As you can see, it's mostly all, we try to keep it clean and safe environment. Right where McGruff and your lovely teacher are playing, here is the rec center where most of our kids, after they're done playing basketball or whatever the kind of sports that they're doing, they need to de-stress and have a good time here. Then certain clubs come here to utilize from air hockey, foosball, table tennis, and our basketball indoor court.
All right, Petway Patriots, we have learned so much about the ins and outs of the Violent Police Department, the Police Athletic Center here. Sergeant McCormick, everyone has been so wonderful showing us around, and it's so much to keep track of. I hear that you guys have created a newsletter to help us with that.
Yes, thank you so much for coming and visiting the Violin Police Department and the Violin Police Athletic League. Now, we have done a newsletter to promote what we've been doing and what we're going to be doing with the juvenile unit at each school. So we'll be sending that to you soon.
Great, and we'll make sure that we get that out to our Petway Patriots and their families so that you guys know what is up and coming, what's happening next month, in case you want to get out and get involved in our community. So once again, Sergeant McCormick, all of your wonderful officers, thank you so much for your time today, and we hope to see you in our building soon. And McGruff, how could we forget McGruff? Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. All right, Petway Patriots, I hope you enjoyed your time spent at the Vineland Police Department. I know that I did. I learned so much, and I'm so happy to have the support of our police. All right, next up, it's one of our favorite segments, Patriot Pride shout outs. Our first shout out is to Mrs. Brady's entire classroom for all of their hard work and effort. You make her such a proud teacher, and she says to keep up the great work, my little tykes. Miss Castellini would like to shout out the students in her class who are doing an awesome job with assignments and participating in all of her meetings. Keep up the great work. Mrs. King would like to shout out all of her students that are completing their assignments and doing well in their Zoom meetings. You make her Petway proud every day. Shout out to the Bordeaux Bunch and the Merkel Munchkins for their excellent attendance record and for putting forth so much effort into all of their work. Mrs. Bordeaux, Miss Merkel, and Mrs. Williams could not be more proud of all of you. Miss Smith would like to give a shout out to her students who have been working so hard to achieve their second grade goals. Keep up the fantastic work and make us Petway proud. Mr. Rueff would like to give a shout out to Mrs. Meneghetti, Mrs. Sturkley, and their students for their overwhelming support in helping Mr. Rueff's student teacher, Ms. Thompson, with her virtual video lesson. Great job, friends. Shout out to Mrs. Burns students who know that they can do difficult things. Keep up the good work. A shout out to the students in Mrs. Khan's virtual class who use effort and responsibility, two of our favorite Petway traits, in all of their virtual meetings by turning in assignments on time and participating in class project challenges. Awesome job, Mrs. Khan's kindergarten kids. Mrs. O'Donohue and Mrs. Nonemacher would like to shout out Leah Anderson for effort and personal pride. Two more great character traits. Leah has read over 100 hours on epic books. Not just 100 books, 100 hours. That's a long time. She makes us Petway proud. Great job, Leah. Miss Dubois would like to shout out the students who come to every single Zoom meeting and take on the responsibility of turning in all of their work on time. Awesome job, kindergarten friends. Miss Perry would like to shout out the students in Mrs. Valari, Miss Perry's fourth grade class, who show up every day to Zoom meetings, who participate and work to the best of their abilities and complete their assignments on time. Keep up their amazing work. You're all superstars. Ms. Pilla and Ms. Dunlap are super proud of their students who are consistently coming to the daily meets. They also want to shout out the parents who we know are behind the scenes every day helping our students. We know it is no easy task and we definitely appreciate you so much. So thank you to the parents. Ms. Gunther Nolan would like to give a shout out to her homeroom for 2 perfect attendance days. Here's hoping to many, many more. Mrs. Mastra would like to give a shout out to the kids that come to online meets every day on time. Many students also have perfect attendance and try their very best every day. She would also like to give a great big shout out to Caden Cook, Ethan Kleino, Matthew Kravoshiev, and Haley Anderson for reading the most books on Raz Kids. Mrs. Napoli would like to give a shout out to her whole class for trying their best on Google Classroom assignments, and a special shout out to Vladislava Koplik, Michaela Marcano, and Mason Porquin, who never miss a Zoom meeting. Great job, friends. Petway Patriots, that is a lot of shout outs. Mrs. Mongaluso loves reading so many shout outs and hearing about what a wonderful job all of her Petway Patriots are doing. So keep up the good work. To go along with all that hard work, our Petway Patriots are also recognized for displaying our character traits each month. So that must mean it's time for our Students of the Month. Starting in kindergarten, from Mrs. O'Donohue and Miss Nonamacher's class, Maxim Kovaluk for the trait of responsibility. From Miss Dubois' class, Kiera Matthias Venegas for honesty. From Mrs. Mastro Giovanni's classroom, Gianni Feliciano for respect. From Miss Fury and Miss Cassia's class, Leilani Perez for effort. From Mrs. Khan's class, Lincoln Westenberger for being a responsible Petway Patriot. And from Miss Shropshire's class, Nicholas Lopez Barrios for showing lots of effort. Nice job, kindergarten. Moving up to first grade, from Mrs. Bell's room, Blake Arcano for encouragement. From Mrs. King's class, Masai Watford for good manners. From our deaf ed class, Dante McNeil for responsibility. From Mrs. Napoli's room, Bailey Ketchum for personal pride. From Mrs. Alexander's room, Enzo Manfrey for our trait of the month, cooperation. And from Mrs. Ruger and Mrs. Marcato's room, Mariana Morales for personal pride. Great job, my first grade friends. In second grade, congratulations from Miss Armstrong and Mrs. Neary's room, Tommy Souders for effort. From Miss Gruccio and Miss Smith's class, Arian Quinones, our AJ, for lots of effort. And if you couldn't guess, congratulations to his twin sister Ava in Mrs. Brady's room for also showing the trait of effort. You guys are definitely twinning. In Miss Castellini's class, Brandon Flores for personal pride. And from Mrs. Hancock's class, Drayden Farrell for always being a responsible Petway Patriot. Great job, my second grade friends. In third grade, from Mrs. Mastro's class, Nicholas Luciano for personal pride. From Miss Ocasio L's class, Leah Carlson for showing lots of effort. From Miss Pilla and Miss Dunlap's class, Jordiana McFarlane for being a responsible Petway Patriot. From Mr. Oliveri's class, Caleb Bryant for encouragement. Great job, third grade. In fourth grade, from Mrs. Holt's class, Summer Mahia Moore for lots of effort. From Miss Starkley, Miss Meneghetti's class, Olivia DiGregorio for showing lots of effort. From Mrs. Hesser's class, Natalie Lasavita for being a respectful Petway Patriot. From Miss Valari, Miss Perry's class, John Overpeck for responsibility. From Mrs. Scarpa's class, Amanda Cresci for personal pride. And from Mrs. Burns' class, Donnie Tharp for being a responsible Petway Patriot. Good job, fourth grade. Moving on up to our fifth graders, our building leaders. From Mrs. Petrini's room, Kelvin Figueroa for effort. From Mrs. Bordeaux's room, we have Maya Thomas and Taj Singh, both for lots of effort. From Mrs. Weaver's class, Patrick Dean for encouragement. From Mrs. Brooks' class, we have Riley Gibbons for respect. And from Mrs. Gunther Nolan's class, we have Christian Calderon for our trait of the month, cooperation. Great job to everyone. I love hearing how many Patriots are showing the traits of effort in their work, respecting each other, and responsibility for turning in that work on time and making sure they are always doing their best. Great job, Petway Patriots. Next up, Mrs. Andrews has created something very special for us. We finally got some snow, And all of our Petway Patriots have been outside playing and having fun. And she decided to put it to some music for us. So let's check this out from Mrs. Andrews.
Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. He likes to play his snow guitar. He wants to be a snowman star. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you want to hear the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you want to hear the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's always rocking in the snow and everyone says go and go. Do you want to hear the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Snow, 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 Come and go. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. He likes to play his snow guitar. He wants to be a snowman star. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. He likes to play his snow guitar. He wants to be a snowman star. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you want to hear the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you want to hear the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's always rocking in the snow and everyone says go and go. Do you want to hear the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. He likes to play his snow guitar. He wants to be a snowman star. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you heard about the rock and roll snowman? Snow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Go man, go.
Thank you so much, Petway Patriots, for sharing your pictures and videos with us. And thank you so much to Mrs. Andrews for putting that all together. We loved seeing it, and it looks like you all are having a good time and getting some exercise and some fun in the snow. Next, we get to find out who's helping us this month with our pledges and school song. First up, with our Petway pledge, we have Senora Garza and her son Jacob. Following them will be Miss Brady and her class doing the Pledge of Allegiance. And our own fifth grader, Anaya B. Gonzalez, will be singing our school song.
We, the students and staff of Petway Elementary School, will work together to create a safe, caring, and positive school. We will be respectful and truthful, solving all problems in a cooperative way so we can learn and grow together. Please remember to use the Petway Pledge to make good choices throughout the day and remain standing for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. We're a school of love and a school of cheer, a school of hope named for someone dear. Mrs. Petway will be proud, so it's time to shout out loud. We're a great school after all. We're the Petway Patriots. We're the Petway Patriots. We're the Petway Patriots. We're a first-class school.
Thank you so much to all of you for helping us with our pledges, school song, and school cheer. I love seeing the participation and cooperation from all of us to put this show together. All right, Petway Patriots, I hope you've enjoyed our Patriot Pride Pep Rally. I hope that you have a wonderful time back in school. To all of my virtual friends, keep up your good work. Make sure those assignments are turned in on time and you're keeping up with your teachers and all of your schoolwork. And don't forget, next week is Random Act of Kindness Week. Try to do something kind for someone else throughout the week next week. I hope you have a wonderful week, a wonderful month. I want to thank Mrs. Gettings for signing for us, and we will see you all next time. Bye.